Hello, hello, everyone. And I am so sorry that I ran just a little bit late. But Joe, you guessed it. I did need to take the pups outside, and I was trying to get Chalupa in here. But no, he decided he wants to eat right now. So he's out there. So I may have to pop up and, shut the door. And let me see. I need to make sure this is all plugged in all the way because I'm at 65%. Okay. Pushed it a little bit back in. So, wow. And then my laptop was like flipping over. Salsa is here with me. She's kind of trying to figure out where she wants to be since we just got back in. And I know we are supposed to be getting some kind of winter storm. Hopefully it's not going to be like the last one that we had when ERCOT, which is what controls like the electricity here and everything in Texas. Hopefully it's not going to be like that where we were out without power and stuff. So paws crossed on all of that. But we are, here now with you guys, and I'm so glad that you're here. So let me say hi to you. What are you trying to do, little girl? Oh, she was pulling on something. And now she's just kind of looking at me curiously. Hello, Joe. How are you? Violet, good to see you as always. Jelly, great to see you. ONPASSIVE brand laxatives. Well, welcome. I haven't seen you before, but thanks for showing up. Sherry, good to see you as always. And there's also Giant Ass Adult Diapers is here too. All right, good to see you. And Queen of Karma, hello there, my dear. How are you, sweetheart? Good to see you. And Albs is here. Thank you for being here, Albs. It's great to see you as well. And Angel, thank you for popping on. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh. I must have done something right to get so many Hunbot live streams lately. Well, I'm glad you were notified. I did put it on my community tab too, which I don't know if everybody always hears it or hears it, well, sees it, you know what I mean. But I try to like at least put like some sort of notification out there in case, anybody was like wandering around and stuff. What does Violet say here? I have been taking my inhaler, recent chronic asthma. Oh my gosh, diagnosis after all the COVID and swine flu. I am so sorry, sweetheart. Just before bed, and I only read today. It will give me insomnia. Bonus is I am awake for the live stream. Well, I am glad you are awake. So glad. But I'm so sorry to hear about your diagnosis. Monhun is here. Hello, my love. How are you? You have your, and I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's a fruit of some sort. But you got a smoothie. I'm glad you got a smoothie. So that's always good. Okay, so today, yes, I am going to share with you guys the corporate structure of ONPASSIVE and what this all means. Now, there are a lot of things that, Chalupa just came in. Let me close the door and I'll kind of talk as I'm walking over there and walking back. There are things that are being left out for simplicity's sake. That doesn't mean, go on, Chalupa. That doesn't mean that some of this will not be discussed at a later time, just for now to try to make it as simple as possible, because all of it is rather complex. And when you start going down this rabbit hole and with the complexities of it without having the foundation, it can get a little bit overwhelming. So I wanted to make sure that, just the basics, the foundation is laid out. Hey, Mr. Level, good to see you. Thank you for popping on too. Because this is something that I feel that we will need to reference from time to time. So it's good to have just the foundation before you add anything else to it. Kind of like, when you're learning math, you don't start multiplying right out the gate, right? I mean, you start learning your numbers and then you learn addition and then subtraction, multiplication, division. There's an order of things. So in some ways, it's kind of like that. That's why we have a foundation and we can build from there. Make sense? I sure hope so. I sure hope that makes some sort of sense to somebody somewhere. But that's the intent, is to provide that for you guys, and then we can move forward. So I will put the link to this post on the description of this live stream after, it concludes and everything. So, you can reference it and you can go check it out to make sure, like, you can reread it and everything. And if you have questions, you can, ask questions, and maybe we can even have a Q&A about it. And I can get those questions in advance and then address those at some time so that, we can all go through it together and learn together. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Beth. Does think it will help us understand everything better. Absolutely. Because again, like I said, it's complex. I mean, it seems like it's going to be like simple, but it's not as simple as one would think. And again, I'm just giving you kind of like the broad strokes, the overall broad strokes. There's a lot of intricacies that are not being discussed at this point in time. Because if I started going into all of that, I think I would lose people. And I wouldn't blame you if you got lost, because it gets to be a little bit like, what? Huh? It's like, can you draw me a map? It gets a little bit much. So that's absolutely what my intent is. Okay. Hey, Jelly. I think I'd rather just praise hash and keep positive. I love you. I love you. And Beth says that she's tried on her end, and you're looking forward to my input. Yeah, because there may be some things that you have missed, and hopefully this will provide clarification for everything and for everyone, because that is the intent. All right, so let me go ahead and get that up. Okay. Oh yeah, I have my glasses and I have my mouse, and let me actually make this a bit smaller for myself. Okay. ONPASSIVE's corporate structure and what it means for founders and affiliates. OnFusion, I'm just calling it OnFusion. I know there's the T at the end. It stands for technology, but I'm just not saying that because I think it sounds silly. Brings an end to outstanding commissions and a world of new opportunities. ONPASSIVE is not a single company. It is a collection of companies with different relationships with founders, affiliates, and customers. As OnFusion is launched, all existing agreements and relationships, including affiliate agreements, will become null and void. This is not a simple rebranding of ONPASSIVE. It is a complete relaunch as a new company, legal entities, and new agreements. Ashraf Ashmafara has no legal obligation to pay commissions outstanding to founders and affiliates. Only Mr. Muhammad Kamal Anwar Muhammad has outstanding fiduciary responsibility for outstanding commissions. Okay, and let me get a sip of my drink. I have some cherry Coke. We have made every effort possible to ensure that the information presented here is accurate. Any information presented is backed up by legal documents, information provided by employees and leaders of ONPASSIVE, people tangentially related to the company, and information that has been publicly disclosed by ONPASSIVE executives, management, employees, founders, and leadership council members. While every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy of what is presented and all information has been vetted, there is always the possibility of minor errors or omissions. There are a number of tangentially related entities, intermediaries, and shell companies for which we have information, but for brevity and simplicity, those will not be mentioned in this presentation. This is being presented as it is important for the real story of what is currently happening with ONPASSIVE. The founders who have bought into ONPASSIVE deserve to know the truth about the history, and more importantly, the current state of the company's affairs. Hello, Limesa. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Correct, Beth. They are starting from scratch. Absolutely from scratch. This will serve only as a broad overview of ONPASSIVE's history and current activities. A significant amount of information is being withheld to protect the privacy of sources and to make it easier to understand, as there remains a significant amount of information that cannot be disclosed for various reasons. Please respect the decision not to include certain details. It is vitally important that founders understand that OnFusion is not simply a rebranding of ONPASSIVE, nor is it a reorganization, reshuffle, or shakeup. It is a complete reset of the entire company. As part of this great reset, the existing relationship between, oh, it's not scrolling up. It's not scrolling for you guys. Why is this not scrolling? Why is this not scrolling? It is not scrolling for you guys. I don't know what to do about that. Maybe if I stop sharing and then reshare it again. Well, that's annoying. And here I thought I had everything all together. Oh, you know what? I think it's because I have it on two different screens. That's what it is. Hang on just a second. That's what it is. Okay. Okay. So let me close out of that. That is probably why. Okay, give me just a second. Sorry about that, guys. I had it on two different browser things, so that would be why I didn't realize that. Okay. Now, put that over there. This should work now. Okay, this should work now. Let's see. Yep, okay. Now we're good to go. Now we're good to go. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to start here since, I'm not sure where I stopped. This will serve only as a broad overview of ONPASSIVE's history and current activities. A significant amount of information is being withheld to protect the privacy of sources and to make it easier to understand. As there remains a significant amount of information that cannot be disclosed for various reasons, please respect the decision not to include certain details. It is vitally important that founders understand that OnFusion is not simply a rebranding of ONPASSIVE, nor is it a reorganization, reshuffle, or shakeup. It is a complete reset of the entire company. As part of this great reset, the existing relationship between founders, affiliates, customers, business partners, banks, everything is being reset. New relationships will need to be established between the company and the aforementioned. When OnFusion is launched, there will be absolutely no legal agreements in place with founders, affiliates, or customers. It will be at the sole discretion of Mr. Ashraf Mufarah, his new business partners, and the new legal entities to offer new legal agreements between founders, affiliates, customers, and others. Again, this is not a rebranding. The new offerings will be offered by entirely new companies, not ONPASSIVE companies. As a new and separate company, any prior agreements are null and void. The beginning, ONPASSIVE USA and Ash Mafara. If I pause, that's because I'm taking a sip. And let me get just the water over here. ONPASSIVE is not a single legal entity. It is comprised of multiple companies, each operating in different countries with different legal ownership. When ONPASSIVE was started, it was incorporated solely in the United States of America in the state of Florida. The U.S.-based company operating under the name ONPASSIVE LLC was legally formed on the 19th of November 2018 under the ownership and management of Mr. Ash Mafara. This is the legal entity with which ONPASSIVE founders signed their NDA, also known as the Non-Disclosure Agreement or the Founders Agreement. It is important to keep this in mind later. Again, ONPASSIVE founders' original NDA and agreements were made with ONPASSIVE LLC, based in the United States and under the management of Mr. Ashraf Mafara. ONPASSIVE expands to Singapore. Until the 6th of May 2021, ONPASSIVE was a single legal entity based only in the United States. On the 6th of May 2021, a new company legally operating under the name ONPASSIVE Private Limited was incorporated in Singapore. This company and its employees were often referred to as the Singapore office. While this company was not discussed with ONPASSIVE founders for some time, when it was announced, Ash claimed their primary function would be to support the marketing efforts of the company and founders. The Singapore office never had any full-time staff and was simply operating under contract with a company providing virtual office services, as well as the required Singapore citizen to act as one of the company's directors. The Singapore company had one Singapore citizen acting as the company's secretary and another Singapore citizen acting as the company's two directors. The second of the company's directors was Mrs. Asmahan Mafara, Ash's wife. ONPASSIVE Private Limited was 100% owned by and under the control of Mrs. Mafara. The purported marketing activities of the Singapore office never materialized. The true reason for the ONPASSIVE Singapore office is known to us, but that information cannot be disclosed publicly at the request of certain organizations. At the time of ONPASSIVE Singapore's formation, approximately 640,000 founder positions had been sold. India, ONPASSIVE's new home base. Approximately 3 months later, on the 9th of August 2021, a new company legally identified as ONPASSIVE Technologies Private Limited was incorporated in India. The company and its employees are often referred to as the Hyderabad office. Hyderabad office was where the overwhelming majority of ONPASSIVE's management and staff were located. This includes project managers, developers, database administrators, content creators, and customer service and support staff. ONPASSIVE Technologies Private Limited India was originally formed with two shareholders. One shareholder was an Indian citizen as legally required. The second shareholder was Mrs. Asmahan Mafara, Ash's wife. Mrs. Mafara owned 99.99% of the India Corporation at the time of incorporation. At this point in time, Mrs. Mafara owned 100% of ONPASSIVE Singapore operation and 99.99% of ONPASSIVE's India operation. While she was the legal owner, the day-to-day management of the companies was in the hands of her husband, Mr. Ash Mafara. Upon the formation of ONPASSIVE India, ONPASSIVE had sold approximately 830,000 founder positions. ONPASSIVE's new top in Dubai. Later that same year, on the 23rd of November 2021, another new legal entity was formed in the United Arab Emirates. This company, known as ONPASSIVE Technologies LLC, was registered with the Dubai Department of Economic Development. commonly referred to as the Dubai office. This company was formed as a single-person company fully owned and controlled by Mr. Mohammed Kamal Anwar Mohammed, known to most ONPASSIVE founders simply as Mohammed Kamal, Mr. Kamal, Engineer Kamal, or Nuclear Engineer Kamal. At the time of ONPASSIVE Technologies LLC's formation, ONPASSIVE had approximately 1,770,000 paid founder positions. I probably didn't say that correctly, but you can see the number. It is extremely important to understand that ONPASSIVE affiliate agreement that founders were required to electronically sign in 2023 to convert their founder positions to an affiliate position capable of earning commissions is an agreement between the affiliate and ONPASSIVE Technologies LLC. In other words, the affiliate agreement is legally binding only between the affiliate founder and the company owned and managed by Mr. Kamal. The affiliate agreement is the only document that defines the commission structure for the sale of ONPASSIVE products by affiliates, as well as the terms of said commissions being paid to ONPASSIVE affiliates. No other legal entity within the ONPASSIVE world, including those companies owned and controlled by Mrs. and Mr. Bafara, is legally bound to provide any payments of commissions to affiliates/founders. Only Mr. Kamal's ONPASSIVE Dubai company is legally bound to pay commissions due, regardless of what ONPASSIVE management, leadership council members, or founders tell you. The Mufaras are not legally required to pay commissions, nor are they legally allowed to manage the ONPASSIVE affiliate program as it currently exists. The existence of ONPASSIVE Dubai was kept secret from ONPASSIVE founders until the 30th of March 2022, when Ashma Farah and other ONPASSIVE leadership hosted their self-proclaimed mega event called The Top Live, which was streamed live as A Unicorn is Born. During this event, founders were simply told that ONPASSIVE had opened a new office in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. No clarification regarding the new legal entity was discussed. At the time of the ONPASSIVE Dubai launch event, approximately 1,100,000 founder positions had been sold. OMedia, another ONPASSIVE company not owned by Ash. On the 10th of June 2022, ONPASSIVE Technologies LLC registered a new branch office with the Dubai Development Authority with a new business license allowing ONPASSIVE Dubai to operate the branch as a creative agency. This branch would later be revealed as OMedia, the media production and marketing arm of the global ONPASSIVE operations. Goodbye, ONPASSIVE Indian Director, Singapore, and Mr. Kamal. Taking another sip. The following year, on the 29th of March 2023, two directorships of ONPASSIVE Technologies Limited, or ONPASSIVE India, were terminated. 1 week later, on the 6th of April 2023, Mohammed Kamal was added as a new director operating alongside Mrs. Bafara. In the first half of 2024, two of ONPASSIVE's legal entities ceased to exist. On the 6th of May 2024, ONPASSIVE Private Limited in Singapore was struck off with the Singapore Accounting and Corporate Regulatory Authority. ONPASSIVE Singapore company was deregistered and legally dissolved at this time, meaning that ONPASSIVE has no legal authority to maintain any operations within the company. Note, this does not prevent ONPASSIVE from having founders, affiliates, or customers within Singapore. Rather, they simply must not have employees or any business operations conducted within Singapore. Later in 2024, on the 23rd of June, ONPASSIVE Technologies LLC, or ONPASSIVE UAE, failed to renew their business license for their Mashreq, I'm sorry, I probably am not saying it correctly, bank branch with the Dubai Development Authority. This culminated in the complete closure of OMedia. While there were notable departures from the OMedia group over its 2-year history about which Leadership Council members and founders were made aware, Neither ONPASSIVE nor its leadership have to date disclosed to founders that the much praised and much hyped OMedia operation has been completely wound down. During its operation, OMedia was legally fully owned and operated by Mr. Mohammed Kamal. Regardless of what was stated or believed, OMedia was never under the control or management of Mr. Mafara. In early July, Mr. Mohammed Kamal, Professor Suzanne Elkani, I'm saying her name wrong, but you can see it, and approximately 30 members of the old OMedia team have left Dubai for Egypt. That is, sadly, all that can currently publicly be shared about that situation. Mr. Mafara's ONPASSIVE swan song and the rise of OnFusion. As stated before, all affiliate agreements are held between founders' affiliates as a company outside the control of Mr. Ashraf Mafara. As Mr. Mafara winds down ONPASSIVE's operations and spins up OnFusion, any agreements between affiliates and all commissions due will remain with the company owned by Mr. Mohammed Kamal. What Mr. Mafara chooses to do, including making good with founders and affiliates, will rest 100% on his and his new business partners, which include some former senior ONPASSIVE Dubai management, shoulders. Founders and affiliates, this is not simply swapping ONPASSIVE's logo or throwing up another new whiz-bang website. This is a new company with no pre-existing obligations and the power to decide who gets to come along with Mr. Mafara and teams on the new On Foundation ride. Looking forward, what to expect. In the near future, we will be publishing more information on what has transpired since July 2024. We will also be revealing in greater detail than has ever been made public the true inner workings of ONPASSIVE, the deception perpetrated by ONPASSIVE corporate and public leadership, and evidence of the outright lies from the top of the company down and have been made to founders. We will also be revealing more about the new OnFusion company, the real power behind it, and what founders and affiliates should expect. In the meantime, founders and affiliates are encouraged to ask themselves these questions. Why have Mr. Mafara and past ONPASSIVE executives never clarified these points? Have ONPASSIVE Leadership Council members ever fully understood the ONPASSIVE corporate structure? If they have, why have they never taken the time to explain to other founders what the implications are? What will you do if you never receive the commissions owed to you by ONPASSIVE? Can you trust the new company, OnFusion, to pay commissions as you earn them? Will you ever know the real structure and powers behind OnFusion? Or will there be smokescreens like there were with ONPASSIVE? Can you afford to reinvest your own money into OnFusion if required? So, there you have it. There you have it. Queen says the last 6 years are even more useless now, ma'am, unfortunately. 6 years of their lives dedicated to nothing. Lynisa says they got really upset with the Recovering Hunbot. So amusing. Monhun says, and they keep talking around the news and issues everyone on the panels know about, but they just can't directly address it. It's fun to watch them tread carefully. It's very interesting on listening to them of how they say things. Joe says, and I was half joking about wanting a second buy-in. Now 197 will work for the second round. Violet is responding to Queen. It's actually way more tragic than it first appears. Queen says, it's Violet. This sucks. I want to cry. And then the other stuff was in Dubai. Flo. Hi, all. A little late to the story. Sorry, I meant to put this up there to the story. But are they saying that founders aren't getting payouts or refunds? Well, that rests all with Muhammad Kamal and not with Ash. Queen says, I knew it. And, oh my God. Oh no. And Violet says to Flo, yep. I can't pronounce the word. Okay, completely lost. I'll just say that. And Queen says, oh no, this is not good. Violet says, Mrs. Ash is up to her neck in it. Flo says, wow, that is wild. Yet he's taking their investments and putting them towards his new company, no doubt. If anybody is giving him money. Quite possible, Joe says. And you wonder why she went to the spa on the founder's money. Queen says, yes, we warned them of this at the time. Flo says, literally passing the buck. Queen says, Kamal would own OMedia, right? Correct. Mr. Level said, I had Masrec Bank back in my Dubai days. Queen says, that answers my questions. Mr. Level says, has some nice Dubai stories, Violet. I met some interesting people there. Joe says, but the money was stolen. Ash couldn't pay even if he wants to. So the story goes. Angel says, and with the clean slate, Ash can continue with no products, continuing to make founders wait more years. And Queen says, we're going to have to wait 6 more years for OConnect now, lol. Monhun says, watch Ash be generous, lol, and give founders a $97 credit toward a 1-year OConnect subscription purchase. The founders will lap that up. Yeah, they will. I mean, that's the sad thing. They will. Alp says, I might buy a position. I would have gotten way more than $97 worth of entertainment out of an original founder position. So there you have it, my friends. The actual structure of it. I mean, and again, there's a lot of stuff that has been omitted. Some of it is omitted because simply cannot tell it. And some is omitted because it's just the complexity of the entire thing involved. And so that is why. And I'll put a link in the chat for you. And this will also go in the description. This is a link to the article. I guess I should change that. So it actually shows like my little YouTube thing instead of just the R. So, feel free to go and reread it yourselves, kind of like mull it over. Oh gosh. Angel says, my heart is broken for all the founders. I mean, it's truly, it is heartbreaking. Absolutely. But I mean, it was all structured in a particular way by Ash for a particular reason. Think about that. So all of this, what is it? Uplifting humanity. None of this seems like it's uplifting any of the founders who invested their time and money in any of this, does it? I mean, it sure seems like the opposite. It seems like, he took from them, which makes me angry. Violet says, hope Sherry will be okay. Will she even understand what is happening? I do worry about her. I mean, she's such a sweet lady. And I mean, and she just wants to be helpful. That's what she wants to do, is just to be helpful. And, you know, I don't like being the bearer of bad news, but at the same time, the founders deserve to know this information. It should not be hidden from them. And so now it no longer is. And hopefully I've explained it in a way that they can understand it. Because, you know, I've brought it down and tried to make it as simple as possible. Violet says she will give people the benefit of the doubt. And I do fear that. I wish she would see that all that glitters isn't gold, it's more like fool's gold. Joe says he stole all the time from the founders. Yeah. 6 years of time stolen, which is just, in my opinion, a really, really, really shitty thing to do. So this is what I wanted to make sure that is out there. And so now it is. You guys have it. Monhun asks, how many founders will be in denial? Oh, that Monhun, I'm glad you said that, but I hurt that you said that, because they will, after all, they run their own business and aren't under the control of evil corporations. I mean, they think that they have their own business. I mean, just like any Hun does, right? Because that's what they're told. Queen says he would still have to put OnFusion in someone else's name, though. Yeah, it's a very sad situation. But like I said, I will be putting out additional information, and, I will read it to everybody and then give you the link to the article so that you have it and can discuss it and can reference it. And, all of that. And hopefully Honest Critic will be able to take this and, say it in Hindi to the founders, because so many founders speak Hindi. And it's very important for them to know this information, to have this information. Joe says, as the Recovering Hunbot said, they are independent contractors, not business owners. Yeah, right. ONPASSIVE confuse. Oops, confusion strikes again. Founders, please bend over now. Wow. I wonder how good the regulatory systems are in Palestine. Yeah, well, I mean, they're less so than they are here. So he chose that area of the world for a particular reason. That much I can say. Hey, Baron, you missed me reading the article, but I'll put the link back down there for you guys so that you have it. You can get to it easily. And it will be in the video description. Of course, Jelly, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I will be providing, like I said, I will be providing additional information. Not right now, because this is a lot to take in. So just kind of, sit on this and mull this over. And I mean, we can see how founders respond to this. And again, they'll probably deny it. I'm evil, and I should be offering something else. I still don't understand why, as a consumer advocate, that you need to be offering an alternative. And they always say, like, There's nothing better than ONPASSIVE. Well, according to how it was structured, it sure seems like that he screwed the founders, the people who paid to join. In my opinion, that's what it looks like. Well, guys, I do want to say thank you to everybody who participated in the chat. Thank you to the lurkers as well. Anybody who's doing the catch up, a whoop whoop to you, and a replay, a whoop whoop to you as well. And I am going to get down on the go-go. And Violet, I am going to put together for you in my coffee, which I was going to show that to you guys. Let's see. Okay, here it is. This is my coat. It didn't show. Okay, I thought I was showing it, but it didn't. Hang on. Let's try this again. Okay, why is it not? Oh, I think I need to have it on a different type of screen. Okay, if I go here, oh, there it is. That's why it was on the other screen. Okay, so this is, and I haven't changed over here where it's talking about like what my goal is, because I haven't had time to do that yet. But what I'm trying to get is this machine that weighs stuff and also will print out the postage so that I then have all of that here, and I can then contact the post office to pick up my parcels. And this is only within the continental US, to be able to mail, the soaps that I'm creating, other things that I am creating. But I will definitely, within coffee, I will put, I'll create, like, because I have that Amazon storefront, I'll create an entire thing within Amazon, a list of stuff of what I have gotten that might be able to help you, because I know that you're looking to be able to make soaps as well. So I just wanted to show that. And there's, some stuff in here just for subscribers, and there is some stuff that is publicly available as well. And this is the shampoo, this lighter one, and the darker one is the conditioner. I'm working on the video where I made the conditioner, and I still haven't finished editing that, but I'm working on it. Monhun says, if they want an alternative, Webinar Ninja offers a 30% lifetime affiliate commission on subscriptions. There are plenty of other OConnect competitors that offer the same or more. Boom, Marty, boom. Yeah, there actually are. There's tons of ways that you could be a legit affiliate of things that people actually use. Even like I'm an affiliate for TubeBuddy. And there's a link for it in my video description. I'm an affiliate for Filmora. That's what I use when I do edit videos. I mean, it's not like I'm making a ton from those things. I mean, I don't really push and tell you guys that I'm an affiliate for those, but if you look at any of my video descriptions, you'll see those things. But yeah, you can, if you would like to support me and join my coffee, you can. And I also am posting over there stuff about, my consumer advocacy, in addition to the things that I am making by hand. And eventually I will put, my storefront over here. I just haven't gotten there yet. I'm working towards it. And, I'm just taking my time, because I don't want to just throw things together just to throw things together. I'm, like testing some things out here locally and all of that. Okay, well, let's see, go back over here. Okay. Well, guys, I hope you have a wonderful, oh, thank you. The honeybee is adorable. Thank you so much. Thank you. I tried to make him cute. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your evening, and be sure to, let's see, they just want your money. This is more complicated than a scam exit. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. There's different layers, and I will share what I can in time.
So, and I will always stream about it too. But I will have, a written document so that you can like read it and reference it as well. But I do want to say thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. Give the stream a thumbs up, leave a comment underneath it. That helps it get out. And especially this needs to get out to the founders. So guys, please, give it a thumbs up, share it in groups, get it out there so that founders are made aware of this. I would greatly appreciate that because they really deserve to know this information. All the things that I'm going to be putting out about the inner workings, they deserve to know. Have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your evening, and I'll be around. Not sure when, but it'll be soon. I'll come back. Have a great one. And remember, you're beautiful and I love you. Until next time,